My name is Guerrero-Martinez, and today I'll be talking about the chemistry behind cast iron pans and stainless steel pans. The main reason for this is mostly because a lot of people, when they cook, they think that all pans are the same and don't really have any knowledge about how different cooking utensils are meant for different things. As you can see here, this is a food processor, which a lot of people actually think it's a blender, and this is a fillet knife, which is used to scale fish and to really just cut up chicken. That's hence the name fillet knife, and which a lot of people just a regular knife you can use for anything. A bit of history. For cast iron, all you really need to know is that the earliest invention of the metal was invented during the Han Dynasty in China in 220 AD, and it took a while until the 1769, where it became a Dutch oven that was really portable and accessible for everybody, including the expansion of Americas. Then in 19th century is when it really became the cast iron skillet. Then for stainless steel, it wasn't really invented until the 1913s by a man of Harley Beardsley, which he found the perfect components for a composition of metals that made up the metal. And soon by the 1950s, it created the stainless steel pan. For different pans in the cooking industry, each requires its own care, and this applies for all metals. Hence, why cast iron has a melting point of 1,260 degrees Celsius, while stainless steel has a melting point of 1,260 degrees Celsius. And the main reason why of this is because they're made up of different metals, as you can see here on the chart provided by Muggy Weld. So in order to really see how the two are really different from each other, I conducted a test in which I got 100 milliliters of water and boiled the water on high heat, as you can see from this video. From the test that I conducted, and for water, it needed to be 250,100 joules for the water to completely evaporate, and which from the video you can find out that cast iron is a very poor conductor of heat because it only heated up in the places where heat was being applied to, and that's why it took so long, and explained by Tasty in their article. And so, which means stainless steel is actually a good conductor of heat because it distributes evenly, because we saw that and how we saw water rise so quickly. Rusting is one of the main things that cast iron actually has to deal with, in which is the oxidation of metal, and because of the reaction to water and oxygen, in which you can see here from the chemical formula. Well, stainless steel doesn't really have to deal with this because when chromium reacts to oxygen, it actually prevents it from rusting because it gives a coating to the metal. Searing is one of the things that needs to be considered, and which for cast iron needs to be seasoned regularly, and which is this addition of oil at a very high heat, and that is left there for long amounts of time. The process is actually called polymerization, in which oil particles that are smaller than iron molecules go through and create bonds between the two. Where stainless steel doesn't really need to do this; it just only needs to be applied with oil in the cooking process. As you see here, the seasoning process is quite lengthy, but you have to clean the cast iron and to prevent rusting and from water to get into the metal and from corroding. And over here is the addition of Crisco, which is the oil, and addition of high heat, and that's how you do it. Metal in your food. These pans and most pans do leach metal into your food, as you can see here, but tested by the NCBI. These metals leach metals into your food because of the application of salty or acidic substances at a very high heat, which slowly corrode and leaves tiny substances of metal in your food. Although this process is like scary, it's not harmful. It's just a long term, so just make sure to clean your dishes. And yeah. The pros and cons: cast iron gives a very good sear. It's extremely versatile and relatively cheap, and it retains heat for a long time, but it needs to be seasoned regularly, and rusting will occur a long time, while stainless steel heats up extremely quickly and distributes heat evenly and doesn't rust. But it is extremely expensive, and it loses heat quickly. In my opinion, I think cast iron should be a thing you should save for later in the cooking skills, while stainless steel is more versatile and it heats up very quickly and it distributes heats, which is very necessary for beginning cooks that are in the kitchen. Here's all the citations I used for researching this project, and thank you for your time.